So where exactly did the Foothold aliens come from? You'll find out right after this. Hey everybody, I am Taylor and I'm the Stargate Guy, where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. Today's another crazy theory, and I'm talking about the Foothold aliens. And now in Stargate SG1 in Season 3, we have a situation at the SGC where it is taken over by a foothold situation. That is, aliens came through the Stargate and impersonated a lot of Stargate Command and was starting to infiltrate the Pentagon and other government agencies. They were thwarted, however, by Samantha Carter and Teal'c when Teal'c realized that there was a problem going on when General Hammond was talking to an alien about invasion, and Carter contacted Mayborn in order to try to resolve the situation. And with a bit of luck going back to the SGC, they were able to find out that Jack and Daniel were in fact aliens. Well, aliens were impersonating Jack and Daniel. There we go. And after revealing the aliens having a little bit of a shootout and pushing them through the Stargate and they explode, the situation was resolved. However, the situation was never really spoken of and no official documentation was kept of it. The only thing that was kept was a couple examples of the mimic devices stored in Area 51. Now, we were able to piece together a couple of different things about the species during that episode. First off, they met SG6 on P3X118, where they impersonated SG6 and they were able to infiltrate the SGC that way. Afterwards, Hammond ordered that planet be red listed and no one ever goes to it again. We also know through the dialogue of these creatures talking to each other that they were looking for another home planet and that they were deciding if this planet was good enough for them to inhabit, hence the, invasion bit. We do know that they have some sort of organic technology, hence the scanning device as well as the wonderful corset and bungee cords that their victims were attached to while they were unconscious. We also know that the mimic devices that they used had some sort of connection with each other. So when the alien impersonating General Hammond kind of exploded himself, they all exploded on Earth. Well, some did. The ones that were shot by Zat Nicotels or were then offline didn't really explode, hence we had a couple left over later on. So now we get to theory time. My theory is based off of the evidence that we already talked about for sure, as well as a couple of other things from Stargate Universe. My theory is that these unknown named creatures were not from this galaxy at all, but they encountered Destiny, and that they were able to backtrack Destiny's log to come to this universe to try to find a new home world. We do know during the dialogue that these creatures are new to this galaxy. They refer to the Goa'uld not as the Goa'uld, which everyone in this galaxy seems to know what their name is. They refer to them as the dominant parasitical race in this galaxy. We also know that they did not know what Jaffa were or really what humans were, so they were kind of doing tests and studies on all of us to try to determine what the hell we even were. And another big clue is visually speaking. Visually, the aliens don't look anything like any aliens that we have encountered in the Milky Way galaxy. Granted, it is a big galaxy, a little disclaimer there, so we barely scratch the surface as far as exploring it. However, we do know that they are from a different galaxy. They look visually different from anything we see in the Milky Way, but they look visually similar to species encountered in Stargate Universe. For example, the Ursini. Now, although the Ursini and these people are very different species, visually speaking, they look similar. They have similar coloring, they have that similar tone as far as the, costumes, because it is a TV show, but they do have a very similar tone to the Ursini. They look like they are more from the Stargate Universe show rather than SG1. So, my theory is that this species, who had become a little displaced from their home, they encountered Destiny. Now, Destiny does have faster than light travel, but it is not capable of going into hyperspace. It does need to drop out of light speed and it encounters other species. We do know for sure the Ursini as well as the Nakai. So I theorize that this was another species that encountered Destiny. Now, when the crew first inhabited Destiny, they brought up a map of where Destiny had come from. That was pretty much the first thing that was shown on the monitors, is where the ship had come from. This is key to this theory. I theorize that this species was able to gather a little bit of data either from Destiny or follow Destiny and enough to track where it was coming from and where it was going. this species then backtracked Destiny's log to try to find out exactly where this spaceship had come from. Since the spaceship had more technology than they had, and it had an abandoned crew, odds are their planet would be technologically rich and have no people on it. This is my theory of what they were thinking. Therefore, they were able to use the Stargate network that Destiny and the seed ships were able to put out in order to backtrack and eventually find the Milky Way galaxy. And it was shortly after they came to the Milky Way galaxy that they came upon SG6. They impersonated SG6, was able to dial the last coordinates to Earth where Destiny had come from, and was able to infiltrate this new civilization to try to find out if this would be their good home world. Now, this means that this civilization would need enough power to establish a wormhole across galaxies. Now, although this does take a large amount of energy, we do know that the species has to have something similar. They did not come to Earth in ships, they came to Earth through the Stargate. And if they came from another galaxy using the Stargates, they would need to have that power source. So in short, this species came across Destiny in their own home galaxy. They were able to encounter Destiny, was able to glean information about where it had come from, and use its own Stargate network in order to backtrack Destiny's trail and eventually come upon Earth. A place where they thought this great technology that Destiny had would be from, and that it would be uninhabited, since Destiny itself was uninhabited. Therefore, they thought to infiltrate this civilization and try to find out if this was a good place for them to stay, with new technology and with no one to fight them for it. Let me know what you think about this theory in the comment section down below. And if you're new to this channel, go ahead and subscribe. Great videos are coming out every week where I talk to you about everything and anything Stargate. You can click right here for another crazy theory, or you can click right here for some more Stargate awesomeness. And until next time, I'll see you on the other side.